Her voice was broken glass in my ear. "Uncle, Mommy's new husband, he made me sit still while he tattooed his name on my forehead. He said I belonged to him." She was 10. I heard her sobbing, hiccuping through the receiver. My knuckles whitened around the phone. I forced my voice to stay flat, calm. "Where's your mom?" "She doesn't care. She said I'm lying." And then his voice. Smooth, heavy, like oil poured into water. "Stay out of my house. Stay out of my family. You'll be next if you don't." Click. The silence after was louder than his threat. I stared at the dashboard of my parked car, 3 states away. My reflection looked back from the windshield, blank, restrained, already calculating. I didn't pack. I didn't plan. I simply turned the key and started driving. The road stretched like a vein beneath me, dark, endless. I had hours to think. Hours to let rage crawl inside my chest, nest in the quiet spaces, grow teeth. I called my sister again. She answered with annoyance dripping through her words. "She's making it up. You know how dramatic she is. He's a saint. He provides. He cares. Don't poison this family with your suspicion." Her voice wasn't hers anymore. It was scripted, rehearsed. It was his. I pressed my lips together, forcing myself not to shout. She wasn't my enemy, not yet, but her blind loyalty was sharper than betrayal. The image formed in my head, my niece's small body pinned down, a buzzing needle scarring her childhood forever. His hand steady, his satisfaction absolute. I gripped the steering wheel harder, the lines of it burning into my palms. I'd seen control like his before. Men who suffocated women slowly, convincing them it was devotion. Men who rewrote reality with repetition until lies became scripture. He wasn't just branding a child, he was branding the future. And my sister, my blood, defended him. That was the betrayal. Not his violence. I expected that from men like him. Her silence, her complicity, her denial. That was the knife. I didn't storm the house. Not yet. I arrived quietly, the way shadows do. I watched. At night, their curtains were open. He sat at the table with my sister, his hand always covering hers, not in affection, but in ownership. His eyes flicked to her with every movement, as if measuring loyalty in glances. My niece moved like a ghost, hair down to hide the ugly, crude letters carved into her skin. She wouldn't meet anyone's eyes. I began collecting proof, quietly. A call to a friend in child services, a favor owed by a nurse who saw my niece in the ER once, fell off her bike, they said, but the notes showed restraint bruises, phone records, screenshots, whispers. Each piece was a nail in his coffin. I built it without speaking a word. On the surface, I was calm, visiting politely, smiling at him, accepting his handshake, feeling his grip tighten like a dare. But inside, the storm spread, slow and deliberate. He thought fear kept me at bay. He thought silence meant defeat. He didn't understand silence could be strategy. The folder was thick when I slid it across the table. We sat in his kitchen, my sister beside him, my niece upstairs, locked in her room. He smirked before opening it, certain of his control, certain no one would ever see. Then the smirk faltered. Hospital reports, witness statements, a picture of my niece's swollen forehead, raw skin around his inked signature. And finally, the petition for emergency removal filed with the court, stamped, legal, irrefutable. He tried to laugh it off. Lies, all lies. My sister's face cracked as her eyes scanned the pages. Her lips trembled. For the first time, she saw what she had defended. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't need to. It's over. She's not yours. She was never yours. His mask split then, rage boiling through. He slammed his fist on the table, rattling the glasses. But rage meant nothing against proof. I remained still. My stillness crushed him more than any blow could. The door opened behind me. My niece stood there, silent, watching. I turned the folder toward her, slowly. "Do you want to tell the judge yourself?" I asked. "Or shall I?" Her eyes widened. She touched her forehead, the ugly mark hidden beneath her bangs. Then she nodded. His world ended in that nod. He lunged, but I was already moving, not with violence, but with finality. The officers waiting outside stepped in, their boots echoing against the tile. He froze, suddenly small in their shadow. My sister tried to speak, to defend him again, but the words collapsed in her throat when my niece whispered, "He lied. It wasn't me who destroyed him, it was the truth, spoken by the child he branded." That night, I sat alone in a motel room. The silence was thick, but not empty. The child was safe now, with people who would protect her. The mark on her skin would fade with time, or maybe it wouldn't. Either way, it was no longer his. I thought of my sister, her tears as the cuffs closed around him, her pleading eyes searching mine for forgiveness I didn't give. Blood ties mean nothing when they strangle truth. I didn't feel pity, not for him, not for her. I felt only clarity. People like him believe ownership is power, but ownership dies the moment truth is exposed. I had driven 3 states for one reason, to sever his claim. And I did. The storm inside me stilled. As I lay back, staring at the ceiling, one final thought settled, cold and permanent. He marked her skin. I marked his ending.